Good afternoon, all. Well, the euro went up 0.25% as expected, so the euro comes down. Go figure. You're going to ask me that. I'm going to ask you that. Why is that? I don't know. Morning. Oh, sorry. Afternoon, me. Yeah, just give it a moment or two and then we'll get started.
Well, Roger, can we start off with the behavior of the euro on this interest rate hike, please?
No, we can't. So I'm going to ask you that same question because I don't know.
I know we can discuss it over a pint or 10, but I would love to understand what the heck happened.
Yeah, well, I was hoping you can tell me because I'd love to understand as well. Yeah, I'd love to understand as well. We've got euro dollar up because the jobless claims came out. More or less expected about 7,000 difference. I think 2,000. Yeah, 2,000 difference is more or less the same. So that's not the issue. The issue as well. No idea. Let's go back to a shorter term chart. Came out at 2:15. So actually put on 2 units that time. 2:15 would have been, there we are. Interest rates go up. What happens to the currency, guys? The currency goes up.
Supposed to be.
Now just read this. I don't know why it went down. This makes all of us, I think. There's a listen to the press conference, and Lagarde said they are not stopping increases, but will let data go in the next few months. So it's not a complete. Whatever happened there. I'll be honest, I didn't. I had a few phone calls I had to make. So I just kept an eye on the stuff, but I didn't actually stop to listen on Bloomberg or wherever you heard it. Well, that compounds the point is I know even less now. So I didn't know the reason why. I know even less of the reason why. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I have no idea. Interest rates go up, currency strengthens. We all know that, right? Unless there's a change of policy, clearly there's none. Looking at that, and I thought maybe somebody out there saw something I missed. And I'll eat humble pie and say, I'm sorry, guys, I missed it, because I don't know why that is. Clearly, we've got the brains of the trade room here, also sort of scratching their heads. So, yeah, beats me. It's not just the NZD. I mean, it was the euro across the board. EURK CAD, same story. And JPY. No, you got me on that one. Sorry, guys. Got smacked, and I can't even give you an intelligent reason why. Doesn't happen very often, to be fair. You got some idea. This one, I'm completely no.
Because the euro lost or decreased against all the currencies. If I look on my watch list on the side, there's not a single one that it improved on. Exactly. Just look at yours as well.
That's exactly the point. It's not exactly as it the New Zealand suddenly strengthened the AUD or what, it's the euro across the board, yeah. Nothing to do with the NZD or the AUD, they're all fast asleep, these guys. It's got squat to do with them. Japan's fast asleep. Why would the euro weaken when they're going to maintain a hawkish policy and just increase interest rates? All I know is expected. I get that. Even when it's expected, you usually get a jump because it's now, it's confirmed. And then to go on and say they continue the hawkish, absolutely, completely befuddled me that. Which kind of come on, what the hell's it doing now? It'll surely get a jump in interest rate unless it's not 0.25%. And it clearly came out and it stood around a bit. It's not what's happening yet. It's suddenly coming down. What the hell's happening now? And yeah, so sorry guys, I can't help you.
Thank you. I hope whenever you find out or get a clearer idea, it will help but I've got now the jitters for tomorrow totally. I don't know what to expect because everything was in line. Everything, our fund piece was as per what we said, all our technical analysis, the whole tutti, except the traders' emotions.
Yeah. Absolutely, can't add to that. Yeah. You see, what gives you an edge is you get knowledge, clearly, otherwise what's the point? But then let's guess what I'll get down. We're a bit annoyed or a bit frustrated, probably better word I'd say, very frustrated. But say normally, it makes a bit of sense you miss something, but this one, to be honest, has got me befuddled. Mara's the same by putting that up. You clearly. Anybody out there got any idea why it came off? Because absolutely no idea. That's the reason why I took the trade before the euro, and I said the NZD was quite a weak one out of them. The CAD is fairly weak, and it's retraced a bit and might hover a bit going forward, but it should get a boost when the euro comes out with 0.25%. Even not much of a boost because it's expected, but in the hawkish stance. But to come off, that really. Which one's that, Marnie? Remember the name of it? I'm not sure it was a major one or a smaller one. I know a few smaller ones have gone under.
Roger, you remember that Euro GBP Euro trade is also its stop loss.
Yeah.
The euro luckily was only 2.
Remember when we brought up we don't overexpose in the euro in case something goes wrong, and that something did go wrong. Whether we know it or not, it went wrong. That's what the market actions priced in, and that's why, however confident you are, however much it makes total sense, certain things are going to happen. Yeah, don't overexpose in a particular currency. Not talking that's obvious. I'm talking about going in the same currency 2-3 different trades because, I mean, make mistakes, things like that. It's possible not to, but this is quite beyond that. My opinion, the analysis is correct. Everything's fine. So yeah, still lots to say. ECB not ready to pause rates and inflation fight continues. There we go again. Another bolster for the euro. It's like me going and smacking someone in the face. And he puts out his hand and says, "Thank you very much," and gives me a hug. Why would you do that? Yeah. Yeah, mine's been quite a few smaller ones. Have gone under. They can't, you know, they yeah, anyway. So yeah, and one of the guys did so well. They kept saying EJBY. So why is that happening? And he's quite an experienced guy as well. So look, understand that. What a bullshit! I don't know. Okay, anyway, so after yeah, you put me in a very good mood. I don't mind. I like being, but when I don't know what's happening, I said Mars, Farney, put it in that show. It knocks your confidence a bit because what you act on is experience and knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And when that sort of thing happens, you think, well, might as well, you know, toss a coin. Anyway, doesn't happen all the time. So must never do it. Right. Gold decided to take a little jump back up again. We obviously hoping to buy it. I think I had a line in the sand around about this level here. It never reached there. On its way there, couldn't get below 30. So I had to come back a bit to buy it, and clearly it just popped up again. That was obviously Powell. That yeah, and it's decided to pop up again. So it's still pretty. That's the fear factor. Simple as that. When these sort of things happen, here fear runs throughout you, me, etc. We're not the only ones. So yeah, still think we've got to wait for a better price. So I might be missing it or being too cautious or whatever to chase it here. But I want to buy this down here, but I want to buy it down here.
Okay, Uncle Roger. So just to be prepared for tomorrow's NFP. So if the NFP results come out, can you just explain what will happen if it's higher and lower, please?
Okay. Right. In theory, if in theory, inflation is a big worry, and so if it's higher than expected, it may, the big word, of course, as always in this business, may be interpreted as inflationary. So in theory, then, if that should strengthen the dollar. If it's below expectations, it might weaken. Although it's not good to have more people, not as many jobs added to the system. But it's when they do, obviously, inflation, more people, more money, more debt, more spending, that sort of thing. Plus, they're in a situation where there's more jobs than people take them up at the moment anyway. So that might consider inflation. If it's below expectation, it might have, in theory, all things be normal, it'll be a weaker for the dollar. But after this euro debacle, anything can happen. However, as long as a discrepancy, we should get a decent trade out of it, whether it goes up or down. That's the major thing. So even if it happens like the euro, back to bloody front, well, we just pick your sell stop in. And in this case, the euro is a red card, it'll be your buy stop in. And it'll go up, and then you're on board anyway, one way or the other. That's the theory anyway.
Okay, thanks.
But that is the theory. But it's when you see things like that, you start thinking, well, no, anything could happen. But yeah, but we will have, you know, I mean, it's like Europe. We had a buy stop, sell stop, shall we say, on the NZD-JPY or NZD, whatever, you know, those three trades today, while the short kicked in. Maybe we should try that next time. I don't know. Makes no sense anyway. But you can't really do that because it might drop down, kick your sell and then drift back up again, kick your buy and then drift down again. now you're on board with the long and short, and it's not it's not a proper hedge. Well, it's a hedge, but I mean it's both sides. You're getting nothing. It's got for you. What is the expectation? That's a good point. You should see on the economic calendars. Check on. You should all have the economic calendar. Just check it out now. We've got today. Just give me a moment to get all this stuff out of the way, so we can see what the heck's going on tomorrow. Click on that. 180k. Expecting 180k tomorrow. You should all have that. Everyone got the economic calendar? Don't see any new faces here at the moment. Might be one. Did I miss anybody? No, I think everyone seems to be there. I recognize. You should all have it. Okay, yeah, but just let me know, and I'll obviously post on the chat line for you. Okay, all right. Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure what to do now. The NAS was falling off, but again, it was hovering. Yes, trying to come off. I'll give that its due. I'm in that one still, but it's look at this sideways, very sideways. I'm still in it. It's at least a bit of a profit. Yeah, I got in there, so it's at least a bit of a profit. But anyway, so maybe it'll come off a bit more. US dollar short. Oh, Tommy, you did well on that. I hope you modified your stop. You got it right about here somewhere, 136. You should be a hell of a profit on that one. I assume you're still in. I think only went out 136.80, 70, something like that, if I remember right. Not many people got in, and you were the one that went in. So you got a big smile. It should be about 240 odd pips. I assume you're still in. Are you? Hello? You there? Are you still in? Yes, but I'm out now. I'm in, but I'm out. Okay. Oh, did you just take it, or did you get stopped out? Or what happened? Just reading this, you're giving back some of its overnight gains against the dollar. No kidding. I hope you actually know that. Yeah, it's great to tell you what happened. We want to know why. After students sound like use the piece of great each day after use for the should be done with time. No, it didn't. Yeah, but no, it was expected. I know the previous was 50, but everyone expected 25. That's not a reason. That tells me they don't know either. Yeah, I get you stopped out, but I see you because you modified your stop. Hope it wasn't too close. Anyway, never mind. You got to make a good profit on that stuff anyway. I'll be honest, Morris, not reading that, I think they're just floundering, trying to come up with some sort of reason, because that makes no sense to me at all. We knew it's going to be 50. We knew it was going to be 50. Now we knew it's a big word. We high 95% expected. We call it percent like that. We expected it. That wasn't a sudden bit of news thrown out there. Things are much better than expected. We ain't going to do or whatever. Or they're all expecting 50 and it came out at 25 or 0. No. That means they don't know as well, but they can't say that. They can't admit that. You agree with me? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I was just discussing the euro. It's just very, very strange when they continue the hawk and they did put the interest rates up. The euro suddenly comes off completely back to front. So we're all basically, well, I certainly crying to the milk at the moment. I'm more frustration than anything else. Anyway, you're out of that. Well, I won't chase it again now and Tom be anybody else, but you should have made a healthy profit. That is good news. Yeah, that to me, that part, your take on that, I 100% agree. I don't think they know, and their signs they're panicky. Yeah, remember, when you, I'm sort of trading, we sort of know each other. Might not have met, but we know each other. You know, they're riding out there. They spend a lot of money to come up with some answer, but you know, you start to learn your stuff a bit. You're sort of going, hang on a minute, they're sort of winging it a bit here, scratching. No, that makes no sense. Okay, panicky. All right. I still think it's probably a big part of it is the enormous retail market panicking a little bit and doing some strange things because they're big enough now. They've got enough clout now to have an effect. There's so many millions of them. And I think it's probably a lot of emotional. But it's your own money. I mean, it's very emotional when you're trading on behalf of others, a big book, you know. You know, when it's your own money, it's obviously there's going to be a lot of funny things going on. Oh, well, anyway, it happened. Okay, NAS is trying to fall off. I'm not sure I'm too keen to chase any shares at the moment. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit iffy. I'm quite a confident guy. Trained for a while, and I feel confident. When that happens, you know what I'm saying. I just think I have to stand back a bit, because I'm not being bragging now, because I don't think I'm wrong. I think it's more panic out there, and when people panic, get out the bloody way. You're not going to get your sense out of them. AUDJPY, you did a sell. Well, you do quite well, so maybe we should follow you. AUDJPY. Well, have you just gone in? Because if you've gone in, well, that's quite a good trade. Actually, you've gone in around about there earlier on. You should be doing fine. Have you just gone in now, or do you want to look at it? Said I did a sell. Sometimes people put it in and I misinterpret. I did a sell means you're already in. And if you're already in, what price? Because in the morning, well done. That's what this is now, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1200. So you did right about these figures. So you'd be nice in profit. You should be about 30 odd pips in profit. It might be an idea to start modifying the stop down a bit, just to protect, reduce risk or whatever. Again, you're doing okay. Well spotted. But spotted better, I'd bloody do it. I'm quite annoyed now. I'm resentful. On top of being frustrated. I'm jealous. Well done, Tomby. Ah, dear. Yeah, quite like it. Seems to be breaking as we speak. I'm not sure we chase it now, guys. I think I'd rather chase it if I can get a bit more confirmation. It might jump a bit. That 50 might hold. So I think I'm going to sit still on this one. But if it goes up again, I might consider joining you on that. But well bloody done. You stick with it. The modify is stop. It's if you got it about 70 or above, 89, 70 or above in Tomby, you can bring it down to entry. If you got it about 89, 60, well, you can reduce your stop loss, but don't put it entry. I prefer at least 30 pips. Give yourself a chance. That's probably what happened in USD Japanese yen. You might have put it a little bit close and you stopped out when you continued some wonderful little journey on down, which you were selling at the time. So I hope you understood what I'm saying. I don't know what price you got in at, but try and get it about 30 pips away. And don't get any closer. You see if we can squeeze a bit more out of it. Good. Right. Well, there we are then. Not sure quite what else to look at. This is, you know, the guys been around a bit of time now know that one of the worst times that can happen, we get a lot of fundamentals coming out, we get a lot of panicking movements there, because it's very difficult which way to jump on it. And it's going to be a little bit like that going in tomorrow. It's very rare that we send out trade ideas out on non-farm today, to be honest. So just those guys in the edge do realize that you might not get a trade sent out tomorrow. I'm not saying we never do, but more likely that we don't, because it does affect the market so much. Come on, still nicely, hey. But hopefully we're going to make up for today and tomorrow with the non-farms. If we can just get a discrepancy and a big move in one of the directions, no whips or like that, we could make it up and we'll put the smile back on our faces. And the hope and saying will be on Wednesday when we have another nice one on the CPI. If you get that, then we might make up. Because to be honest, we've had some great trades out, and it's not really been a complete train smash. It's just more the frustration. It's yeah. Because I knew finding that the first thing the question would come on here is, let's why the hell happened to the euro? So I said. In fact, to be honest, Morris, I'm quite easily close to that. When I see the so-called overpaid experts don't bloody well know, makes me feel a little bit better. To be honest, doesn't help my bank balance much, but it makes me feel a bit better. Well done, it's coming off still this week. What's it doing the 4 hour? Yeah, it might get a bit of noise there. I was hoping to maybe join you. No, the ship hadn't sailed, but it might get a bit of noise there. So you can break down below this one. What's the weekly say for himself? How far down is that? That's fair whack down there, so that's not going to be an issue. Yeah, I think basically the ship might have fell a little bit on that one. We missed it. Pity. Oh, that's what I want to hear. When I get a bit down the dumps with a couple of bad ones, I want somebody to come up with something that did well. Not just me, for everyone out there. Well done. AUDNZD sell 106640. Well, it's 10 pips, better than kicking the ship, but he seemed going the right way. Good, well done. He did expect. Any particular reason why I expect the euro to go down? There's got to be a reason. I mean, I can expect gold to go down. And if it does go down, well done. But yeah, but why? What made him? Well, what made him think that? Was it just a gut feeling or what? Yeah, interest up. This is strong for the currency, not the other way around. You see, that's what happens again. You see, a lot of guys, millions of retail trades out there, they might have gone in for that reason, thinking interest rates go up and maybe the currency will go down, and they bet on that. And the sheer volume it might push in the other direction. Because when interest rates go up, that strengthens the currency. You know, when the rand suddenly strengthened a month or so ago, when the MC meeting put the up 0.5% or whatever, it strengthens, not weakens the currency. So you got it right for the wrong reasons. I feel you might be right, Marius, but I can't put it out there to guys say move your stop or whatever, or hope for the best or whatever. Got to be disciplined and abide by it. I got stopped out. Tempted though I may say Sunday because I can't find a afford a wide stop. But I thought I'd practice what I'm preaching and stuck with it. But I think it might come right. I think I tend to agree with you. But we shall see.
It could have been a nice straddle trade on the USD euro this afternoon. Could make quite a lot of money on that.
Well, why would you do a straddle trade? Because just before the euro announcement, I suppose you could have done, yeah, on the USD. That's a fact, thinking back, you could have, because we've got the jobless coming out. But the problem is, the jobless came out 15 minutes later, so it could have a different effect. But as it turns out, that's maybe in hindsight. Let's have a look. What time did it come out? It came out 2:15, right? It's 2:15, yeah. It opened, yeah, opened there. That's right, over the top there. So you'd be, let's say, you're in at 68 would be a sell stop, wouldn't it? Yeah, 68. Sorry, somewhere around about there. 68 pips, yeah, really all right. Yeah. As it turns out. As it turns out. Maybe we'll have a bash of that. But I don't think it's big enough for me to do a session in the afternoon, but it might be an idea for the guys who understand that to maybe do it on their own back next time something like that occurs. Yeah, yeah, it worked out. But I must admit, it was surprising me, but I'm smiling anyway. I said, well, it makes no sense, but I'm making money, I'll accept it. So you get annoyed when it makes no sense. It's not helping, you're not making money.
Yeah, but Roger, what could have been worse? It could have been not hit your sell stop or your buy stop, and then it will just smooth out. Or you didn't have a trade, or it could go vice versa. It could strong the USD, and then you've been the other way situation as it is currently.
That could very much happen. That is obviously a worry as well, especially you got the jobless coming out. Actually, it virtually came out as expected and made much effect. But if you did that and you forgot the jobs was coming out, it might have suddenly jumped straight up again. And then now you're in a buy and a sell, which is not going to help your cause. I agree. But quite frankly, it came out in 15 minutes. So you've decided it's coming out there and you got a bit nervous. You might be able to take 40 odd, maybe 30 pips or something. Yeah. Just sort of looking at possible ideas. That's what I'm doing at the moment. To try and overcome these sort of, that's what we did with the EJS idea, these sort of rather nonsensical movements. I hate to say it, I'm more and more leaning towards the massive, enormous amount of, shall we say, retail traders out there who are trading more on gut feeling, emotion, or getting the thinking the wrong way around. But the sheer collectiveness of it mounts up. You know, if you've got 1 million people with 10,000 Rand in their accounts each, thinking interest rates can have a negative effect by going up, and they expect to go up, and they think, oh, it's going to go up now, so we'll sell it. That'll force it down anyway, whether it should or shouldn't, because it's sheer amount of it, follow the money. Yeah? But I'm really grasping it. I think it could be something to do with it.
But do you think it's worth our while then to look at trading volumes that go with the momentum, although you can basically see it on your candles?
Well, yeah, I mean, no, not necessarily. It's not necessarily because till it continued down, you're not believing it. If that came off, remember when it opened up, it jumped around a little bit, went up a bit, down a bit, etc. It was hovering, came off a bit, and then it went up a bit. Didn't do it all in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's hovering a bit, and then it suddenly came off, and I thought, what's it doing now? Maybe it's going to just come up again or whatever. Only when it started continuing down, I started shaking. By that time, that ship was sailed.
Yeah, you can see the behavior if you go to your 5 minute and 1 minute time frame.
Very much so. I was watching it. Let's go back to 2:15. When was it? 2:15, isn't it? Yeah. Around about this sort of time. 2:15, right about there. Yeah, came out there. Well, actually, if on the minute, too far back. But I was actually watching it came out. It came off, so going only a little bit, coming in the ice coming right. And I saw it going to agree with it now. It's a bit bloody slow, but at least it's happening. And it came off, then it hovered a bit. Then what's it doing now? This sun came off. Is it doing now? And the client says, what's happened to the euro? It's a bit strange, but we're still in it. It's got a, I'm looking at the wrong one here. ERNZD, beg your pardon. URNZD, where is it now? 15, that's about 5 years, right about there, yeah. It was hovering a little bit, and I thought, yeah, it's like to sort of go up a bit, you know what I'm saying? And he wants the key, and I thought, well, it was still in, if you know. And then what happened? It just came down. The next thing I looked up, I stopped out. And I thought it came down to the round figure. I thought it might jump from there, and it didn't. And I thought that just makes no sense. So. Having problems again. Well, I've got 4 hour load shedding, and mine only comes back on after 6. Okay, so yeah, I think it's best just to say this happens. It doesn't happen very often, I must admit. In fact, I can't remember it last happened like that. But you can ever remember that happening, to be honest. It's a bit of a first for me. It's like the other day, we were always panicky, as Mario said, when the Dow went up there and the Nasdaq came off. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So yeah. Well done, Marnie. This is what, by the way, guys, don't get me wrong. This is what we call brainstorming, trying to find out why. It's not being negative. We just don't want to shrug our shoulders, smile away, and accept. We're trying to sort of throw our brains together and find out a reasonable solution. I must admit, more or less, I'm leaning toward an emotional multi-million rand a retail market. I think it might be something to do with it. Multi-million dollar, I mean. Yeah, okay, well, at least that's going good for you. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I've got a smile on the face there. Even oil started going up. I thought that might come to the party at last, and then look, it started to come down again. There's nothing really. What's the dollar doing now? At this point, the dollar's not actually having much effect. It's holding. It's pretty sideways. Actually. For me, at the moment, quite frankly, guys, you can probably gather. Go figure.
Look at gold.
Yeah, what's it all doing now? In fact, what I suggest you do, if you're not sure, go and ask them probably. She know what's going on. No. Again, I was quite tempted to go in. I thought, wait, this one down here, and was around about there, because it was still completely upside. I don't think anyone's disagreeing on that. At least it's going up. It just didn't retrace enough for me to get in to try to short sell. But we were talking about this. This is not a big surprise. I mean, we were talking about it, saying, well, in gold, I think we get to 2-1. So absolutely, we get to, I would go to 2-2. The problem is when. And but yeah, it's by the pullbacks. The recession is nigh. I think we're up for some big pullback somewhere along the line, and people are gradually but surely shifting into gold as a hedge against inflation and fears and all the other aspects, the fear factor. So yeah, I'm not sure about chasing it now. If we can pull back a bit, we'll go in again. We might have some effect tomorrow, Friday, non-farm as well. Well, not might do, almost certainly will do. Was there? I didn't listen to it. I got the impression from my Irish reporting there that it's fairly hawkish on it. Okay, go for it, Ken.
Yes. And then, man.
I know, it's still calling me. It's a private conversation. So I thought it was someone trying to talk to me. Beg your pardon. Okay, don't forget, guys, mute if you're not if you're having a private conversation. Anyway, if you want to speak, no problem. Obviously, I've done mute to remind me. Actually, probably we should have maybe understood that. I think he gave some pretty good investment advice. You never know. Okay, right. So they, I think it's going to be quiet tomorrow morning as well in the trading room. If you've got any ideas or anything you want to discuss, with pleasure come in. It's quite fun. I enjoy the trading room. It's you know, we can throw ideas, and it makes you feel less lonely because something the only guy in the world. Suddenly there's other guys out there. If you're doing well, you want to share it, and if you're suffering, you want to share it with other people as well. It's a horrible thing to say. You'd have to know you're not the only one in the world getting a bit like taking a bit of a knock, you know. So, but from a trading aspect, I think it might be a bit quiet. So to say, these sort of times, we can do Q&As. Don't ask me about euro again because I don't know. But at least I've been honest with you. So I'm trying to do. But I'm not trying to make up a story here. But a lot of the time, I'm going to be honest. I do know. I can share it with you. So those sort of things, you're scratching your head about, we might be able to resolve them and take it forward from there. Do you know, hey, Marnie, can you understand these drinkers? They pay a lot of money for the 12-year-old. You should get a new one. It's much cheaper. You get instead of an old one like that, get a nice brand new one. Some guy says, he picked it up, says, this is a 20-year-old. He says, why do you get such an old one? Why can't you get a newer one? Again, for the 12-year-old, yeah, well, you're all right. Got a couple of good trades in there. Well done. I think maybe share it with Ntombi. This is one that's pulling back nicely. This one's pulling back. It's, that one, remember, we stopped out and stopped us out and then shot up, green through the TP, and then right up to 153.70 in the end. We got in at 150. Hell, that was annoying. Jones, I quite like it as well. I'm not a big whiskey drinker, to be quite honest, but I've had a few of those. I'm told that time was in Troon, yeah, and without thinking, put some ice with it, and just sort of silence the bars, just next to the golf club, the famous Troon Golf Club. Very smart, oldie worldy pub there. And this guy sort of touched silence and staring at me. As you say, you bloody Sassenach, putting ice with it, you know. Ah, right. Ooh. Is there any recovery on this damn thing? No, it's still not. So I'm getting obsessed with move along. Here's what I wanted to sell, as it turns out would have been the right thing to do. For the wrong reasons. Look at the CAD JPY, it's still coming off. Trouble is nobody's on board anymore. Was this going to bounce? Remember, oh, that's right. Yeah, we're talking about a bounce on this one. And I'm not too sure about that. Just as well, I wasn't too sure. This one, I should just leave it alone, saved as that was okay. I still think it might get a bounce, but I not certainly wouldn't get too cute with it. One way of putting it, Maurice, yeah. Yeah, I think when you especially in the UK, because I think it's changed now, but when I was that age, they used to have these ridiculous early closing hours, 10:30, and very few people go out before 8, so they end up binge drinking. It's a bit stupid, really. Line them up job, yeah, before throwing out time. Crazy, eh? NZD JPY is in profit. What's this? Money, what's that? Sorry. Hang on, fogged up the glass. I thought it said NZD JPY is in profit. You got a good sense of humor. Bloody hell, it is as well. No, I'm only teasing me on that one. Yeah, well, that's fine. No, it's not a lot. It's 5 pips. I forgot about that. So whinging like a stuck bloody record. They're a stuck pig, should I say? I forgot NZD JPY right down in front of me. 84, we got it. Well done. Well, it's in profit. I'll give you a due. It's not exactly shooting the lights out, but beggars can't be choosers. At least it's in a profit. So that's not too bad. Thanks for pointing that out. Bring us back on the case where we get some good trades like US JPY and CAD JPY and the gold trades. They did very well. Looking for green, the sea of red, yeah. Well, actually blue. This is green, but the blue is what we're looking at. Sea of green, isn't it? My yellow submarine, yeah. Okay, any bright ideas? The GBP CHF was one we unfortunately missed. Got up to around about these levels, but I must have missed it. And it sort of came off. I thought maybe we can set it around about these levels. Unfortunately, I missed it. I checked it after I thought the ship sailed. That's about it for the moment. Any share ideas? I was hoping to start shorting banks actually, but I think even that ship sailed. Remember, this has only been open for an hour, so it's a daily chart. It's only been open for an hour, remember. But yeah, I was hoping to short some banks. I'm just a bit nervous at the moment. When something completely irrational happens, I tend to back off, you know. But yeah, banks should in theory be coming off. That seems to be correct. We might have missed it, but at least that's obeying the rules of trading, you know. At least you can understand them, and that's what you need to get on your side. Let's have a Schwab as well. Now it's coming off, but at least that makes sense. Okay, guys. Yeah, I can't really add anything more on the front there. Most of the guys in there. I see a couple of new names, so I'm just going to put my number down. Welcome if you're first time here. But I can't pronounce your name, Mr. BM. Fully BM, there you are. Hi there, welcome. Judith, a couple of new guys in there. Okay, so I'm doing well in a moment to. I'm going to put up a couple of things on what you do. Save on your laptop. It's the dollar index, it's very important. The almighty dollar, as they call it. And the economic calendar, we refer to it a lot, so I'm just going to print it for you if you haven't got it. The new guys there, please copy it, paste it, and keep it handy when you're trading, just to refer to. Just try to forget, we all do. At least have it handy, just a reminder for you. I'll put my name down. Okay, so as I said before, not on demos. Don't ask me advice. You're on a demo, and please, you must have a live funded account. That doesn't mean 50 or 100 rand. I mean funded. Okay, so which means you can trade. Another one asked today, why can't I trade? And so I had 50 rand the account, and said, because it haven't got enough money. Like, what does that mean? Well, it means like you haven't got enough money. You don't mean. So you know. Yeah, anyway. Mark today has given me the heebie-jeebies. Thank you. At least I'm not the only one. Yeah, we have missed a couple. Yeah. Got anything for us, and Tomby? You haven't missed anything. What about you? Have you got anything for us? Share it with us, please. Don't keep it all to yourself. Yeah, if you like. I saw 3 ships go sailing by, go sailing by. Well, that song. It's don't like to sing, yeah. I'll mute with pleasure, yeah. Okay, go for it.
Roger, thank you. I was looking now at the JPYX, which is the same as the DXY, and that increased the whole time ever since the rate was announced. So it seems that the people, well, it's just an assumption that the people start buying the yen and selling the euro and use the yen as a safe haven.
Yeah, it could well be that. As mentioned before COVID, Swiss franc and the Japanese yen were often looked at safe haven, stable currencies. Quite right. I think yen is coming back into that. That's why I've mentioned that I was a little bit doing overexposed in the euro. I prefer to use the euro CAD, euro NZD than the euro Japanese yen for that reason. As it turned out, well, the whole thing went pear-shaped anyway. But yeah, it's not, to be honest, I'll be honest with you guys. It's not me just talking there. There's a couple of analysts as well, and I'm doing a CPD, continuous professional development thing, which you've got to do each year to keep up your qualifications. And one of the analysts on there were asked, that yen going forward, are they bullish or what? And they are bullish, yeah. And I'm pretty bullish on the yen as well. I think the yen is a little bit undervalued. Actually, the guy just says, I've just started and I'll get 2 bad trades, I'm giving up. I don't want to say to him, just WhatsApp me. You see, that's the problem when you first start. If your first couple of trades aren't good, it does knock you out. I mean, it's not nice to have it any time, but not your first time doing it. But yeah, I agree on that. Yeah. That's why I was quite strong on the US dollar, Japanese yen. It's coming off as well. So that it did. It's like it's trying to break through here. Unfortunately, nobody's on board anymore. What a pity, actually. One of the times you wish you hadn't modified your stop, then you'd be really smiling. It's practically 300 pips in profit now. Might get a bounce. Not saying it's a trade idea, by the way. I think it might get a bounce here. How long has it come off in nearly 3 days? Not quite finished today yet. Nearly 3 days. It's come off nearly 400 pips. So it might get a bit of a profit taking bounce here. I do it again in the morning. I do it again in the morning. What's that mean? It's a bit like me. Mine goes fast in your finger because I'm a bit of a one-finger typist. You took it again. Oh, now completely confused me. I thought you stopped out. Now you're saying you took it again. Are you in? Are you? All I want to know is, are you on board or not? Because it's sort of conflicting stuff. I'm in it, but I've stopped out. I mean, that's contradiction in terms. Hey, good, a bit of a bounce there. There we are. You're on board. Oh, that's fine. And you got it in the morning, so you should be a nice in a profit. Because the morning was over here somewhere. Yeah, it should be in a profit, definitely. Well, that's good. But it might get a bit of bounce here, so watch it. After coming off 400 pips, see how these 50-day work? That's why I say everyone should have them. If you haven't got the 250, I think all four are pretty good. But these two are a must. The brown and the blue are a must. And you see, hit there, profit taking. TP being triggered, absolutely. But a little bit careful, it might press on down, doesn't see why it shouldn't. But hope your stop is not too tight. It might have a 30, 40 pip bounce before it continues down. Kind of all gone now if you're in the morning, surely. Getting conflicting stuff here, it makes sense. With profit, that might help. Okay, that makes sense. All gone now, you're crying. Oh, you're laughing there. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, you're laughing. Yeah, okay. So you're profit. Okay, fine. I think it's a possibility of another trade here. If we sell a rally or a breakthrough, keep an eye on that one. I think that should do okay. It's not getting much of a bounce, is it? Thought it would bounce a bit more than that. Shows how weak the dollar is compared to the yen, eh? Bloody hell. Yeah, okay, all right. Euro dollar, what's happening there? That's both weak. That should be interesting. Yeah, that's see the euro dollar both weak. That's why it's just sideways. Look at the euro JPY, guys. Look at that one. Remember it was looked a few minutes ago, it was 5 in profit. Now it's 35 in profit. Looks like it's coming right. Thank goodness for that. I like to have 2 out of 3, not 1 out of 3, but never mind. It's at least one might come to the rescue. If I can take out 60, you can start moving your stop down to the round figure 84. At least that looks starting to look hopeful. Hey, are you in that one, Marnie? What's going on with it? I'll check on the other screen. Hang on. No, it's still weak. It's just fairly weak. Great stuff, Marnie. Yeah, no, what happened to the dollar? No, it's just weak as expected. That's no problem with that. That does make sense. Yeah, no, that seems to come. Hey, look, it's moving down nicely. Marnie, John, I presume you got in at 148 on the dot. 148. I'm not on the right one here. NZDJPY. I'm sorry, in the euro JPY. As a sell. Oh, sorry, wrong way around. I looked at the wrong one. Beg your pardon. NZDJPY is the one. No, it's about the same. Pity, look at the wrong one. NZDJPY. But in the euro JPY, are you short? I thought you might have been long on that one. Are you short on that one? 83.39. Okay.
Hello.
What's that again? You're completely confusing me now. We're talking about euro.
You wanted to establish business here.
Can you please mute yourself, guys? I'm asking you, please. You're having a private conversation. Please mute yourself. Yeah, well, that's hovering. That's not happening at all. So I beg your pardon, looked at the wrong one. Okay, sorry, I haven't got much else to add. Actually, bit disappointing trade on this afternoon. Haven't really much to add. Can't really see anything particularly exciting coming. I think it's going to be more of the same going in tomorrow afternoon's jobs report. That might be it happens that way. Yeah, I was a buyer. I thought so. I looked at the wrong one. The egg cut's coming in. We don't want that. We don't want that. We wanted to go up. So that wouldn't help my cause much. You're quite right. Thanks, Jeremy. ZD, JPY is a tease, yeah. But at least it's holding around there. It's not doing stupid things, you know. At least it's, well, yeah. How you doing, Henry? I don't think you missed much. Fair enough. Going to be a good day. 50th anniversary. Congratulations, gold. A golden one. Maybe we should buy gold for your golden anniversary. Bloody brilliant. Well done. And not an argument all those 50 years. Am I right there? He just agrees everything you say, I'm sure. Congratulations. Anyway, go and enjoy it. Bit different to Elizabeth Taylor. After 15 minutes, she gets divorced. Okay, guys, I'm be honest, I can't see anything particularly. It's stuck at the moment. There's nothing particularly coming up. AUD JPY, is there any recovery there? Am I still in that damn thing? No, looks like stopped out. Yeah, it stopped out. Oh well. Okay, just keep an eye on gold for pullback to buy it. GBP CHF was another one I'm looking to get into at a better price if it can get there. We're on the daily. We might not get back up there, but at least we can get something a little bit higher up. Maybe someone there will look at it. Keep an eye on that one. And CHF JPY is another one I want to get into. We can pull back a bit further. It's come back nicely. If we come back down to around about 150 again, we can try it again, but this time with a decent stop so we don't get popped up again. So it's offering some opportunities now. In fact, could even be opportunity there, but I want to stop down here. It's really trouble. If you go in there, you want to stop down there, and that might be too much. But it could get a bounce here. We'll see. Yeah, there's no buyers at the moment, so it might come off a bit more. There's a bit of support there. See what happens. Maybe 151 will hold. But my problem is where to put the stop. So really, in theory, you want to put the stop down here. That's far too far. What about the 4 hour? That's too far. See if we get more of a pullback. Let's hope it breaks down a bit further. Non-farm are going to affect the US dollar particularly. I hope they give the US dollar last week. Yeah, if it goes up to 2,000, yeah. Yeah, if the dollar weakens, it could do that. If the yields come up, it could well do that, yeah. Well, we're all in a bit of a gold silver rally. Just want to pull back a bit to get on board. Just trying to get a better price. It's all in the rally. So let's go out to non-farm quite right and see if I can get a bit of a boost in gold if you're all still in it. Yeah. Yeah, that's down as well. Chased it a bit there, I'm afraid, but anyway. May come right. Not a bad idea, Tony. In fact, not bad. It's a great idea. I agree. Look for somewhere longer term. The major problem is too many clients just don't have the balance to do that. That's the problem. Just don't have the balance. The problem is most people are trying to trade with the price of a hamburger or two, you know, and that's when then they just don't have the capital to hang around like that. That's the problem. And if they have wide stops, if you can trade for a longer period, if you see the overall view, you can have things like 150, maybe some bigger stops, like you do on the NAS. Then they can't take the trade because it's too costly. Okay, Anthony. Hope for better. I hope we're going to smile, a big smile tomorrow at 2:30. I hope it's going to be a view tomorrow. Going to put the smile back on the faces after the Euro debacle. But yeah, that's the major thing, Cody. Guys are trying to trade an international $1 trillion market with the price of a hamburger. I'm trying to install some you're up against it, but I don't think it's computing there. For logical reasons, nothing particularly any other reason. Just you can't go into trades, you can't diversify, you can't hold on to them. It's like any business, you need a capital. Unfortunately. But you have the tools you got. You've got to deal with the cards you're dealt, as they say in the classics. It's a bit quiet, actually. Anything else you want to discuss? Because it's very, very quiet. No, Tommy. 2 o'clock. Already. Refer to your economic calendar. You should have it. So I keep printing every session. Refer to it. Tomorrow it says 2:30. So we're starting the session at 2 o'clock. So because sometimes you come in, I believe they've got the trade room. They don't seem to, and then have to. And I need time to explain the mechanics to them. EURAUD. I presume EURG. We book EURAUD first. That was asked first. I presume that's what you mean. What about it? You just put up EURAUD. I don't know sure what we'll do with it, but yeah. I think it might have been stopped out. One of the stop loss anyway. 64.80. I don't think I'm in it anymore. Yeah, I've stopped out. Well, I'd hoped all 3 of them. Now I don't know, Festus. I honestly don't know. As I mentioned this stream, I don't know. How's it, Pietro? I really don't know. Sorry, your first couple of trades there, Pietro. I'm sorry about that, but we've just been discussing the trade room now. No idea. Euro went up, interest rate increased, it's theory good for euro. Lagarde, the chairman of the chair lady or whatever of the ECB seemed to remain fairly hawkish on it. That means that strength of the euro. Why it came off, I have no idea. Well, it happens, I get that, but I don't know why it happened. It makes no sense. We've just been sort of reminiscing, rather feeling sorry for myself actually, because the last hour or two being rather frustrated. But is there any hope for it? Well, I really don't know. Am I still in that one? I probably stopped out of that as well. Yep, stopped out of that one as well, Bollywood. I don't know. Probably now we're all stopped out of zoom up and write down the support. I'm not saying you're suddenly chasing it yet. We come back and fight a second time, you'd be very unhappy. But yeah. NZDJPY. Trouble is, to me, that makes even less sense because the Japanese yen is the strongest of those 4 currencies. Of the pound, Aussie, and New Zealand, Japanese yen, that's the strongest. Oh, sorry, not talking about a euro now. Sorry, beg your pardon. NZDJPY, beg your pardon. Yeah, well, we've got a short on that. In theory, that should come right, but we'll see. Is it? And gas, and that I haven't tried that. Some people like it, so that makes sense. Another one is strange. Thought about time reached the bottom, but anyway. I just mentioned that, Tigra. I have done it, to be honest. I'll be honest, I did with it WTI, but I put it out there. It's very difficult because if you've been knocked, it's a temptation to get it back by going again to a better price. In theory, it continues going against you. Now you're getting smacked twice. So the jury's out on that one. Depends on the circumstances. I still thought WTI was a bit oversold, so I went in again, to be honest, and it's just down a little bit, but it was up earlier on. Sometimes it might be an idea, actually, but I'm rather loath to advise it after you take the big smack like that, and you'd probably rather leave the bloody thing alone. But I think there could be a chance to bounce up from here, even if you stopped out. But I'm going to sit on the fence about advising a trade. It's a bit of a pop-out answer. I'm sorry about that, but it's a bit of a yes or no situation on that. Well, it's a bit of a back on Pietro, yeah. And I've seen it happen. I think Final back up. He'd done it a couple of times and I've bitten once and you're bitten again, sort of thing. So maybe just let it run. But it's frustrating when you see it turn and go screaming out and you're not on board. So I say it's a bit of a jury out on that one. Just let's have a look. Any particular support there? See the damn thing for whatever reason, God knows why, could even come back down here. Then you're ready again. It's only 50 pips away. Could do that. Do I think it'll bounce from here? If you're in it still, I do. Yeah, to be honest, I do. Yeah, Amanda, I'm sorry about that. And gas, as I mentioned, if you want to trade, it's up to you. I'm not keen. It's extremely slow, and that's another one makes no sense. It's got to have some value somewhere. And 2 weeks, it's part of the course. I don't trade anymore, but I've been in gas for 6 weeks, so I just got fed up with it. It's like driving at 20 Ks on the freeway. You know what I mean? It's boring. But anyway, best I can say on that. But if you're in it, I think it will bounce from here. See a bit of a look at this on the weekly. See it's a bit of a range trade as well. 100 pip range trade. So yeah. So to answer your question, I think go up from here. And I'm very bullish on it from here, and with a stop loss below there, but a bit reluctant to say go for it in case you get smacked again. And it could come back. It went back here on the December, but well, that's fair enough, about 6 months ago, to be fair. What came back down here, but it seems to be holding around about these levels here. And on the daily, getting some support. What about the 4 hour? Getting a bit of a bounce, yeah. I hope you're sort of okay with that, Tegra. It's not the best, bit of a wishy-washy answer, but best I can really come up with at the moment. Anybody still in this Euro GBP? I think in the end it might actually work out for you. Plus, it's come off in this just today. It's only 17 hours old. Come off. It's not that much. So it's a lot more, a bit more than that. 5 pips. But yeah, we shall see anyway. Yeah, I should have hit my stop losses. I do the same as stop losses I put out to you guys, obviously. Why wouldn't I? You know. Yeah, we should all be stopped out on that one. But yeah, I think it will bounce, to be honest. But we can take that's up to you. Well, I know it'll go against you. That's obvious because it's been coming off. But if you're still in it, I hope you didn't modify your stop away. Cover that minimum, Tommy. I hope you didn't move it away. Sometimes people do that because they don't want to take the loss. They could end up hitting you twice as hard. Be careful of that. If you're still in there, I think it'll bounce. I think personally, I think it'll come up for now, but I'm not going to put my hand up and say go and buy it if you've just been stopped out, because it's like Beatrice says, you could get a double blow, and that would really make you unhappy. One blow on the chin is bad enough, but yes, I do think it's going up. Okay, guys, any questions? As you say, Tegra there, interact with pleasure. Julius, if you're not sure about something, maybe just taking notes and learn, that's fine. But you see, like the other guys, you can interact. That's what we're here for. And as you see, I'm a pretty straightforward guy. If I don't know, I'll say so. I won't make something up. Fantastic. And you get good days and bad days. We've had some good days, so yeah. We've had some pretty brilliant days. Ask Marnie, hey. The good old NAS. Don't forget, if you're doing the NAS, make sure that you've got plenty of Tom, use the micro. Don't use the normal one if you've got less than 5K, because it means you'll be overexposed, so use the micro. If you haven't got the micro, add it to your watch list. Can't because it's not there. You're going to have to open another account. We're going to the portal and open another account with the micro. But yeah, I do see a bit of downside, but I think a bit wary. I think most traders are going to be wary. I think it's going to be fairly quietish going into tomorrow because everyone's waiting for the jobs report at 2:30 tomorrow. And absolutely ride the winners, Marley. Thank you. Please back me up on that. Because the winners, ride them, you'll find that you fed up a couple of losses, but you find that one decent one's made up for those two losses. So you're still okay. Absolutely. But I'm just, Manda, just be careful for the NAS at the moment. I'm going to let it run. But the non-farms could stuff the system up. I don't know what's going to happen there. And it might be a bit quiet and it might be a little bit sideways moving going in there. Most traders will be a little bit skeptical about jumping in, a bit wary, probably word, jumping in just before they release those figures. But yeah, ride the winners. It's amazing how people seem to ride the losers and then get out of the winners as soon as they can. Okay, guys, anything else? Because I'm sorry, I've run out a bit of steam here. Sorry, guys. Not really seem to add much that's going to add a lot of value at the moment. I think the Euro GBP, like I mentioned, Tom, if you want to take it, you're on a good run. I think you can take it. So I think the other guys be a little bit circumspect on it. I think the Nasdaq, just leave it alone for the time being. Gold, wait for a pullback, and in any case, be a little bit careful running in tomorrow's jobs report, and hopefully get down your knees and really hope we get a decent move away from the expected 180k expected of jobs added over the month. If there's a big differential of that, we should get a decent movement, and then we should be able to pick that up. So let's just rather look forward to having a happy ending to the week. If we started out well and end up with a good finish, or if you play golf, it's like birding the 18th hole. You go into the 19th hole clubhouse with a good feeling, even if you had a great run. Otherwise, all good. Any questions? You happy? Well, fantastic, Mandla. Thanks for your interaction. Hope you're good there, Tapella. Yeah, we're having a morning session as per normal. And on Wednesday, we'll have a morning and afternoon as normal, but we'll also have a 2 o'clock session of the CPI next Wednesday. It'll be updated again, don't worry about that. But tomorrow it'll be the morning, and then it'll be the 2 o'clock, and then that'll be it. It won't be a 4 o'clock session tomorrow. Just remember that. Okay, guys, anything else? Yeah, thanks, Tony. I feel the same. Yeah, I think I'm going around a bit in circles here. Thanks very much, guys, and catch you tomorrow. And yeah, see if that new JPY can rescue us. Thanks very much, Festus. Thanks for your support, and get some rock and roll by the end of the week. Then we're going to be really nice to go into the weekend. Cheers, guys. Thanks for your support. Really appreciate it. Yeah, see some blue tomorrow.